The valet closes my door, and the sound feels too loud, echoing against the Grand Hotel entrance here in Austin. This isn't my world. The air is thick with expensive perfume and the murmur of old money, a language I learned but never wanted to speak. I step inside the ballroom, my simple navy dress feeling like armor I forgot to polish. Across the floor, under a waterfall of crystal chandeliers, I see her, my cousin, Beatrice. She's laughing, holding a champagne flute, looking every bit the part she was born to play. Her eyes find mine. The laughter doesn't drop, but her smile tightens, just at the edges. It's a look I know well. Not a welcome. It's an assessment and a warning. The knot in my stomach tightens. I knew this was a mistake. I'm clutching my program, the glossy paper already damp in my hand. That look from Beatrice wasn't just a look. It was a summary of our entire history. It's the same look I got when I won the state science fair, and she complained I made her miss her debutante prep class. It's the look of someone who sees your success not as something to celebrate, but as a personal insult. So why did I come? The answer is simple, and it's pulling me across the ballroom right now. Aunt Cynthia. She called me last week, her voice wrapped in that fake, sugary concern she uses when she's about to ask for something. Clara, darling, you simply must come to the Children's Hospital Gala. It's so important. I'd tried to beg off. A product launch, deadlines. No, Clara, you don't understand, she'd insisted, her voice dropping. It's for the family. For the family. That's always the hook. My family, my Aunt Cynthia, who has always been complicit in her silence, my cousin Warren, who believes his last name is a substitute for a work ethic, and his wife, Beatrice, who traded up in social circles and is terrified of anyone discovering she's just as broke as he is. For 20 years, they've lived on fumes, on the idea of wealth, while I was in my apartment coding until 3 a.m, building an actual company from scratch. They were busy securing tables. I was busy securing patents. And yet, in their world, I'm the one who's failing. I'm the one who doesn't get it. It's a fascinating and terrible thing to watch. There's a psychological term for it, the trap of normalizing cruelty. It's never one big, dramatic betrayal. It's 1,000 tiny cuts that they convince you are normal. It's the forgetting to include you in holiday photos. It's the backhanded compliments like, oh, Clara, it's so nice you still try with your little computer business. It's the way Warren would borrow money for a can't-miss investment, and Cynthia would just pat my hand and say, you're the strong one, Clara. You can handle it. He's just sensitive. They chip away at you day by day and make you feel like you're the crazy one, the ungrateful one, for even noticing. They normalize the disrespect until you start to question your own reality. Cynthia spots me and glides over, a cloud of expensive perfume and rustling silk. Clara, you're here. She kisses the air beside my cheek. Her grip on my arms is surprisingly tight, her eyes a little too bright. The room is wonderful, Aunt Cynthia. Isn't it? She breathes, but she's not looking at the room. Her eyes are scanning the crowd, hunting. So many important people are here tonight. It is just vital that our family shows a strong, unified front. You understand? I feel that old, familiar dread creeping up my spine. What do you mean, unified front? Oh, you know, she says, waving her hand vaguely. A proper family contribution. It's for the children, after all. And there it is. The other shoe drops. I can feel the old chains tightening. It's the invisible chain of the survivor. You can break free. You can build a new life, become successful, become powerful in your own right. You can be standing in a room 1,000 miles away from the person you used to be, but the people who hurt you, they still hold the keys to the old locks. They know exactly where to find the little girl inside who just wanted to be praised, the teenager who just wanted to belong, and they twist that key with words like family and obligation. It's a debt they invented, one they make you feel you'll be paying off for the rest of your life, and they are always, always ready to collect. I just nod, my smile feeling like it could crack. A contribution, right. Exactly, she beams, relieved that I haven't fought back. Yet. Now, let's go find Warren and Beatrice. They are so excited you're here. She links her arm in mine, and it doesn't feel like an invitation. It feels like an escort. She's pulling me deeper into the glittering crowd, deeper into the trap they've set. Aunt Cynthia practically drags me toward the silent auction tables, a high traffic area where everyone who is anyone is milling about, inspecting prizes and, more importantly, each other. And there they are, Warren and Beatrice. Warren is leaning against a pillar, trying to look bored and powerful, but he just looks soft, deflated. Beatrice is beside him, her spine rigid, her sequined dress like a coat of armor. She's smiling so hard her face must hurt. "Clara, you made it!" Warren booms, stepping forward to give me a one-armed hug that's more of a pat-down. He smells like expensive gin. "Warren." "Beatrice." I nod, keeping my voice level. "Your dress is very practical, Clara," Beatrice says, her eyes sweeping over me. "It's not a compliment. You're always so focused on work." "It's good to see you too, Beatrice." Aunt Cynthia wrings her hands, her nervous energy ratcheting up. "Now, darlings, we're so glad Clara is here because we have the most wonderful opportunity for her." I feel my defenses go up. "Opportunity?" "Yes," Warren says, puffing up. "You see, tonight is critical, absolutely critical. We've had a bit of a tight quarter financially. These things happen." Beatrice cuts him off, her voice a sharp whisper. "What Warren means is that our family's reputation is on the line tonight. People are talking. We need to show everyone that we are still a pillar of this community." I just look at them. The noise of the gala, the clinking glasses, the laughter, it all seems to recede. It's just us, standing in this circle of terrible, familiar expectation. "And how do you plan on doing that?" I ask, though I already know the answer. "Well, that's the opportunity," Cynthia jumps in, her smile strained. "The pledge drive is starting soon. They'll be announcing the major donors from the stage, and we thought you could make the family's contribution." I stare at her. Me. "Exactly," Warren says, as if I'm a slow child. "It's perfect. You're the tech success story. You can get up there, represent the family name, and make the pledge. It shows unity." "How much of a pledge?" Beatrice and Warren exchange a look. Cynthia is the one who says the number, her voice dropping as if it's a secret. "We think $3,500 would be appropriate." $3,500. Not a life-changing amount, but the casual, entitled way they say it makes my blood run cold. It's not a request. It's a bill, a tax for being related to them. I try to keep my face neutral. "You want me to pledge $3,500 in your name." "In the family name," Beatrice corrects me instantly. "Clara, you have to understand, this isn't just about us. It's about perception, and there's one person here tonight who must see our family as strong." She subtly nods her head toward a group of men standing by the main stage. "Do you see that man, the one with the gray hair? That's Mr. Harrison." I follow her gaze, and my stomach drops. My blood doesn't just run cold, it turns to ice. "Mr. Harrison?" "Yes," Warren says, oblivious. "He's the biggest venture capitalist in Austin. Rumor is he's looking for his next big investment. If he sees our family, my family, making a significant contribution, it gets my foot in the door. It's all about access, Clara. You should know that." I can't breathe. The room is spinning. I feel trapped, not just by them, but by the 100 people surrounding us. I can't scream. I can't run. I'm in a cage of crystal and champagne, and the bars are made of their assumptions. They haven't just cornered me. They've aimed a weapon directly at my future. "Clara?" Aunt Cynthia says, her voice suddenly sharp. "You're pale. You understand what's at stake, don't you? You will do this for us." My mind goes completely blank. I just repeat the name in my head. Harrison. Mr. Harrison. It couldn't be. Not that Mr. Harrison. I look again, past Warren's self-satisfied smirk, past Aunt Cynthia's desperate eyes. I look at the man they're all pinning their pathetic hopes on. He's talking to 2 other men, holding a simple glass of water, not champagne. He turns his head slightly to laugh at something one of them said, and the light catches his profile. My heart stops. It is him. It's David Harrison, the lead partner at Apex Ventures, the man I've been trying to get a real meeting with for 6 months. The man who holds the fate of my company in his hands. My mind flashes through the last year of my life, the 70-hour work weeks, the pitch decks I rebuilt at 3 in the morning, the payroll I barely met, the endless, polite, non-committal emails from his associates. Mr. Harrison is intrigued by your platform, but isn't taking new meetings at this time. He's here, and my family, in their infinite, bottomless ignorance, thinks Warren is going to get a meeting because I donate $3,500 in their name. The pieces slam into place with the force of a car crash. This is no longer a simple, grubby attempt to extort money from me to keep their country club membership. This is not about their reputation. It's about mine. They've cornered me in public and put me in an impossible position in front of the single most important person for my professional future. If I give in, I'm publicly tying myself to Warren's sinking ship. I become just another part of their desperate, failing family, a source of cash, not a serious entrepreneur. Mr. Harrison would see me as their personal ATM, not a founder he can trust with millions of his firm's dollars. And if I refuse? I look at Warren's entitled face and Beatrice's barely veiled contempt. They won't just be disappointed. They will be furious. They will make a scene, right here, right in front of him. They'll paint me as the ungrateful, cruel, stingy niece. They've built a box and lit it on fire, and they don't even see the flames. "Clara," Aunt Cynthia whispers, her voice brittle. "Everyone is watching. The pledge announcements are about to start." She sees my shock and mistakes it for submission. "You see, don't you?" Warren says, trying to sound magnanimous. "It's for the good of the family. You help us, we all rise. That's how it works." A cold, pure clarity cuts through my panic. The fog of guilt, that old, heavy blanket of obligation I've been carrying since I was a child, just evaporates. They aren't my family. They're a liability. They are a threat to everything I've ever worked for. I look at Warren. I look at Beatrice. And then I look at Aunt Cynthia. The fear is gone. The dread is gone. All that's left is a quiet, steady resolve that feels like steel hardening in my spine. This is not a negotiation. It's a choice. Them or me? I finally know, without a single shred of doubt, what the answer is. And now, we're moving to our major pledges for the new pediatric wing. This is where we make the real magic happen, folks. My heart is hammering, but my hands are perfectly steady. The blood in my veins feels like ice. "Clara," Aunt Cynthia hisses, her fingers digging into my elbow. "He's starting. Get your checkbook ready." Warren is rockin' on his heels, a smug, expectant look on his face. He's already imagining himself shaking Mr. Harrison's hand. I take a slow breath. I can smell Beatrice's perfume, sharp and floral. I can hear the jingle of ice in a nearby glass, and I can feel the weight of 20 years of their expectations pressing down on me. No. Quiet. But in the small, pressurized bubble of our family, it sounds like a gunshot. Warren's smirk falters. "What?" "No," I say again, a little louder this time. I turn my head and look directly at Aunt Cynthia. "I will not be participating." "Clara, this is not the time for your little moods," Cynthia whispers, her eyes wide with panic. "People are watching. Mr. Harrison is right there." "You're right," I say, and now my voice is clear. It cuts through the gala's polite hum. The couple next to us stops talking. This is a gala for the Children's Hospital, a wonderful cause. I turn to face all three of them. Warren, Beatrice, Cynthia, the unholy trinity of my childhood. "A cause," I continue, "that you are using as a backdrop for a desperate shakedown. You didn't invite me here to support sick children, Aunt Cynthia. You lured me here to bail you out." "How dare you?" Beatrice hisses, her face turning a pale, waxy color. "You are making a scene." Am I, Beatrice? Am I the one making a scene? Or is it the family that corners their niece and demands $3,500 to maintain a facade? Warren steps forward, his face turning a blotchy red. "Clara, shut up, right now. You are embarrassing the family." "Embarrassing you?" I almost laugh. "Warren, you're broke. You've been broke for years. You live on debt, on appearances, and on whatever you can squeeze out of other people. This whole night, this family contribution, it's a lie. You have no intention of donating anything. You're just trying to trick an investor into thinking you're something you're not. You, Warren is sputtering, his voice rising. After everything we've done for you, we took you in. You would be nothing without us. Done for me? The ice in my veins begins to burn. What did you do? Did you do for me when you borrowed my college graduation money and never paid it back? Did you do for me when you told me my business idea was a cute little hobby? Did you do for me by normalizing this cruelty, this endless pathetic manipulation for my entire life? A hush is falling over our section of the ballroom. The auctioneer has paused, looking our way. And I see Mr. Harrison. He's turned his body slightly. He is no longer in his conversation. He is watching. Beatrice sees it too, and in that moment, she doesn't panic. She detonates. You ungrateful little bitch! Her voice isn't a whisper, it's a shriek. The music from the speakers seems to dip. Every head in the ballroom snaps toward us. You think you're so much better than us? She screams, her perfectly manicured hands clenching into fists. You come in here with your cheap dress and your startup, and you look down on us? We are this close to fixing everything. That man, Mr. Harrison, he was our chance. And you ruined it. You were always a little parasite, and you're still a parasite. Warren, seeing his last hope go up in flames, joins in. She's right. You owe us. You owe us everything. You want to talk about debt? You're the one in debt to us. He's jabbing his finger at me, his face distorted, spit flying from his mouth. He looks like a toddler having a tantrum in a tuxedo. The silence in the room is absolute. You can hear a pin drop on the thick carpet. Beatrice is hyperventilating, her eyes wild, finally realizing the volume of her own voice. Warren is breathing heavily, his mask of charm completely gone, revealing the grasping, entitled void underneath. Aunt Cynthia just stands there, her hands fluttering at her throat, looking at the floor, a monument to her own complicity. I look at each of them, one by one. The anger is gone. The fear is gone. I just feel pity and relief. I smooth the front of my dress. I don't owe you anything, I say, and my voice is perfectly calm. My debt is paid in full. You wanted to save your reputation tonight? You just showed everyone exactly who you are. I turn my back on them. I don't look at Mr. Harrison. I don't look at the hundreds of staring faces. I just look at the exit sign. And for the first time in my life, I walk away. I don't run. I walk. My steps are steady on the marble floor as I head for the lobby. The silence behind me is a vacuum pulling at me, but I don't turn around. I can feel the weight of 100 pairs of eyes. I hear a low, choking sob. Beatrice. I hear Warren's furious whisper, "Shut up." The whispers will start next. The quick, merciless judgment of the Austin elite. They came to save their reputation. I just watched them burn it to the ground. That was impressive. I stop, just feet from the door. I turn. David Harrison. He's standing there, hands in his pockets, his expression unreadable, almost analytical. I apologize for the scene, Mr. Harrison. Don't, he says, with a small, dry smile. I don't invest in ideas, Clara. I invest in founders. Ideas can be polished. Character is revealed under pressure. He nods back toward the ballroom. They applied pressure. I saw what was revealed. My breath catches. Your predictive analytics platform, he says, all business. My team was on the fence, but a founder who won't buckle when bullied for $3,500 won't buckle when the stakes are $35 million. He meets my eyes. My assistant will call your office tomorrow. Be at my office Tuesday, 9 a.m. He holds out his hand. I take it. Thank you, Mr. Harrison. He nods and walks back into the fray. I turn back to the door, my mind spinning. Clara, wait! Aunt Cynthia. She's alone, mascara running down her cheeks, her face a mask of desperation. She grabs my arm. You can't just leave. You've ruined them, Clara. You've ruined us. After everything, how could you? I look at her, really look at her, at the woman who stood by and watched it all happen. I pull my arm from her grasp. I didn't do this, Aunt Cynthia. You did. You stood by. You enabled them. You demanded my silence to keep their peace. You sacrificed me to them over and over. I was just, she sobs. We're family. No, I say, the word final. We're not. I push the heavy glass door open. The cool night air hits my face, and it's the first clean breath I've taken in my entire life. I walk out, and I don't look back. I walked into the Apex Ventures office that Tuesday morning. The meeting was short. Mr. Harrison didn't talk about the gala. He talked about my platform, my projections, and my team. As I was getting ready to leave, the term sheet already signed, he looked up from his desk. Clara, he said, you have excellent instincts. Don't ever let anyone in any room make you doubt them again. I nodded, the words sinking in. I won't. Thank you, Mr. Harrison. I walked out of that high-rise, the signed papers in my bag, but I didn't feel the rush of victory I expected. The investment was secure, my company was safe, but that night at the gala had burned something away. That old, familiar need for their approval. It was just gone. A few weeks later, I sat down with my lawyer. I wasn't buying a new car or a bigger house. I was setting up a foundation, a small one, just getting started, a grant and mentorship program for young female entrepreneurs in Austin, the ones with brilliant ideas who didn't have a rich uncle or a family name to open doors. I called it the Integrity Grant. I haven't heard from Aunt Cynthia. Not a call, not a text. Warren and Beatrice disappeared, as people built on facades tend to do when the walls come down. I heard they had to sell their house and move. There was a time when that news would have sent me spiraling, drowning in guilt, but I just felt quiet. We're told that family is the ultimate bond, that blood is thicker than water, that you have to forgive and endure and keep showing up, no matter how much it costs you. We're made to feel monstrous for walking away. But I've learned that's the final trap. Sometimes the people who share your blood are the very ones poisoning it. Sometimes the place that's supposed to be your sanctuary is actually the cage. Letting go of toxic blood ties isn't a betrayal. It's not an act of cruelty. It is the ultimate, most painful act of self-preservation. It's the moment you finally decide that your future is more important than their comfort. It's the moment you stop setting yourself on fire to keep them warm. It's when you finally let go of the family you were born into so you can find the person you were meant to be. My focus is my work now. Building my company, building this grant, looking at the proposals from these young women, their ideas shining with purpose. I'm planting seeds, not in the toxic, weed-choked soil of my past, but in fresh earth. Building a new legacy, one based on character, not connections. And I'm finally free.